Mark Williams insists he will savor every moment of this year's Golden Oldie Crucible final. The 43-year-old Welshman is in a first Betfred World Championship final for 15 years after seriously considering quitting the sport last summer. And Scottish opponent John Higgins, a year younger, is also a member of the famous class of '92 along with Ronnie O'Sullivan that all turned pro 26 years ago. It is the most venerable Crucible final in terms of combined age, and either will become the oldest champion since Ray Reardon at 45 back in 1978. And Williams, who has enjoyed a staggering renaissance this season winning 3 titles, has crossed swords with 4-time champion Higgins since they were teenagers. 2-time champion Williams got off to a kebab-fueled flyer after admitting he had gone for a doner at 2:30 am on the morning of the match. He surged into a 4-0 lead, only for the battling Higgins to peg him back to 7-7 helped by century breaks of 119, 127 and 117. But Williams responded and kicked on again, taking a very handy 10-7 into Monday's decisive 2 sessions, which he overcame. Williams said, "I can't believe I am back in a world final. John and I have played each other since we were about 13, so to be playing in a Crucible final for the first time is incredible. And if somehow I do win, I will stick to my word. I'll be sitting in the press conference afterwards with nothing on and maybe holding one of these ice buckets in place." Higgins said, "This final feels extra special just because Mark and I have been going at it since junior days and of course turned pro together 26 years ago. I am going for a 5th title 20 years after I won it for the first time. Mark is going for a 3rd 18 years after he won it for the first time. He is bald, and I am gray, so it is a mental final. It just gets sweeter and sweeter every time getting into the final, and better as you get older. I have experienced some incredible atmosphere in the final, especially on that final night in the 4th session in the evening. There is nothing like it, with your friends and family there shouting and the fans going mental. Obviously a lot of people remember the one against Judd Trump in the 2011 final, and I have never seen anything like that in my life from the crowd. I love my football and it is the closest we as snooker players ever get to playing in a football match arena and atmosphere." The 42-year-old O'Sullivan, a 5-time world champion, said, "These two are true gladiators of the sport, the best of the best, and this should probably be pay-per-view. We all pushed each other on to greater things, myself, John and Mark. We were like Mexican boxers, tough boys who grew up fighting each other. We had the junior circuit and then the amateur circuit, and both were very, very competitive. So we were hardened even before we turned professional, and probably could have done that at 14. Nowadays the new breed of young players don't have a proper junior or amateur scene,